excited to get spring ball started. We got 4 weeks to get it in here. We'll probably end up getting 12, maybe 13 practices in. And first day in helmets, it was good. Got a lot of new faces. Good to see them out there moving around. And yeah, I mean, we'll put some pads on Thursday and know more. But first impression, I like the guys. We had a really good winter. The 8-week winter program was positive. And but you never know till you get out and see them on the football field, because that's what we do. So yeah, it's early, but it was a good start. Yeah, I think so. I mean, my first thought is I think we have everybody but 8 guys here, which is, the most we've had of our complete roster at this time, like probably in all 4 years I've been here. And so team's not complete, but it's as complete as it's been this early. And so that's good. And then with no pads on, I feel like we're bigger. I know looking over in the offense, I think we're a bigger football team. Our tight ends is a room that stands out that really excites me. A lot of depth, a lot of players, but a lot of size. That doesn't just help you on offense, that helps you on special teams. Same thing at running back. I think we're bigger at running back. I think we're bigger at O-line because all of our freshmen are, better than we've ever had come in here. And a lot of guys returning, and receiver. I mean, a lot of guys returning, but then the new additions, both from the high school and the portal, we just felt bigger and athletic. So that was good. Defensively, same thing. Felt like we had some guys up front coming off the ball. We looked bigger in the secondary. So just all around, it felt like we've upgraded maybe just the overall size of the group. But yeah, I mean, for one day helmets, they moved around well. Yeah. Good point. I mean, it's still a developmental position in terms of learning how to play in the trenches, but one of those boxes is already checked because we brought in the right body types early. So I think it gives those guys a chance to play, contribute early. Whereas in the past, even if they were mentally ready or athletic enough, they didn't have the size. Again, they've got the size. They'll still get, a lot of these guys that are here they got the whole winter, they get the whole spring, they'll get the whole summer. So their bodies will change a lot before the fall. And so definitely gives them a chance to crack the 2 deep and contribute for us earlier. Yeah. I mean, look, we play a result-driven game, so results matter, but they're not as important right now as the foundations being laid for a team. All the intangibles, what kind of effort do we play with? I think one of the best compliments that we've been given over the last probably 3 or 4 years is, man, your team plays hard. That's a great compliment, but this is a new team. So, what kind of effort do we have? Do we run to the football on defense? Do we strain to finish the plays on offense? I think that's important. The details and execution, we could be much, much better than we were a year ago. But we also have new pieces, right? So you got new pieces. So you've got to get the chemistry, the continuity, but the details and the execution, that's half of discipline, is just doing your job at a high level over and over again. And so we're trying to create all those habits, those fundamentals, those things that you start at a base and they build. It's almost like building a house with a foundation and a frame. Well, that's not what it's going to look like. But if you don't have a good foundation and a frame, then you just got a pretty house that's going to fall apart. So we're in kind of the foundation frame mode. And then the second half of that discipline is, look, I mean, last year, uncharacteristically, we beat ourselves more than we ever have. Just undisciplined stuff, the pre-snap, the post-snap. Some of it was just, it's not who we are. It's not who we want to be anyways. It was who we were last year, and it can't be who we are moving forward. So a lot of those intangibles and little details are what can establish that foundation for us. So you're working on that. So individuals trying to improve, the groups collectively, you're building your team chemistry, all those things. We kind of break down the offseason into 4 phases. You got the winter program. We've done that. You got spring ball. We're in the middle of phase 2. You got the summer, and you got fall camp. So we're in phase 2 of the process, and that's what we can really, if we come out of spring with, say on offense, Kevin having more continuity and comfortability with the new guys, the new guys on defense, and all those things, but effort, discipline, fundamentals, details, that's really what we're about. Yeah, Kevin's just had a steady climb ever since he got here. The maturity, the growth as the leader, He's getting healthy, which is good. He's continuing to change his body and his frame. I think, every 5 to 10 pounds you add is always good. And, but just, I thought last year he took a big step forward in his leadership. I think he did the same this year. I mean, there's no question who was leading the team in the off-season stuff, not just the scheduled stuff, but the off-schedule stuff they decide to do on their own. He's just in total command. And the great thing about Kevin, he's not changed from when he wasn't the guy to becoming the guy to bursting on the scenes and having success to last year. He stayed the same humble leader that he's always been. And that's what I think the guys follow and believe in him for. But I think he's good. I think he's a little more vocal in terms of he's still himself, but he's telling guys what he wants. When they don't do it, no, let's do it this way. And he does it in a good way, and the guys respond. Yeah, pro day was good. Testing is one thing. Some were good and some weren't as good as probably they wanted to be. But I think by and large, each year our program has a couple more guys that I think the NFL's interested in. And that's what you want. I think some guys have really helped themselves over the last couple months, including yesterday. Yesterday in particular, I thought like Deuce Harmon had a great day. I thought Jordan Hudson had a good day. A lot of guys had a good day. Then over the last couple months, I think Matt Hibner and RJ Maryland have really helped themselves. I think guys like Jeffrey Imba has really helped himself. And then it was good, someone like Ahmad Moses, who I think we all know can play. It was good for them to see him around. He's had his procedure. All the doctors have said he's going to make a 100% full recovery, should be good to go by the time the season starts. So, it's unfortunate timing for him, but hopefully some teams that liked him before will say, no, we're good with taking him and knowing that he's going to be available. And he's had so much production. I mean, I asked our doctors back in February and was diagnosed. I said, if he was coming back to our team, what would that look like for him? And they all were, he'd be fine. He needs to have it fixed, but he'll make a full recovery and he wouldn't miss the first game. So if that's the way it would have been in college, hopefully they translate that way to the NFL. But I thought our guys did a good job. It's great when you have every single team represented. You have, position coaches here running guys through drills, taking people to dinner. You have GMs, all that. So, we just want that as we continue to improve our program, that day will get better and better. But a lot of guys, I think, help themselves. Yeah, it's been real seamless. I think, it's funny. We still haven't had a lot of turnover on our staff, but we've got 3 new coordinators for the first time all at once. I think you just got to give credit to our entire staff, the coaches, the non-coaching staff members. We got a really good staff here. Our staff's doubled in size from my first year here to now in terms of not just the coaches, but the entire staff. And it's just fun to come to work with a bunch of unselfish people that enjoy working together. So I think, you look on the offensive side, I think Garen and Rob and De'Eric and Coop have done a really nice job of keeping the consistency. And then you add Riley, and he's been a seamless transition. The guy's been a head coach, called plays, done it at a high level. He adds a lot of value to our room. We've also got other coaches that moved around on the offensive side, but that whole unit, honestly, it had skipped a beat. And sometimes a good reboot here or there kind of freshens it up for everybody when you've been together for 3 or 4 years. And I think you look on defense, having Scott go to the Cowboys, but the other 4 guys have been here for the last 3 years. I think Mo and Ricky have done a great job just taking that and running with it, leading that group. And then you got a guy like Kyle Ward, just in one practice, you could feel Coach Dodge's presence out there with the tight ends, coaching them, leading them, and I think a unit that's got a chance to be a big strength for us. And then on defense, you got Coach Ward. He brings some energy, and I don't think anybody talked more crap to Kevin Jennings today than he did, which was awesome. Kevin needs that in his life. So, when you get a bunch of low ego, high output people together, you can do anything, and it's a lot of fun to go to work. So, and then Casey Horney taking over the special teams has allowed Coop to move to offense full time, which is very helpful to the offense. And I think Casey and Justin March, I think they'll continue our improvement on special teams. So it's been good. It really has. Honestly, it hasn't felt like, hey, we changed 3 coordinators. It really hadn't. Yeah. Like I said, they're all bigger. I mean, you look at them physically, you're like, okay, that's a big time college football player's, physique. It's early, you get some pads on, but I do think, you can just start to see that what Kendrick and Chunky could maybe be back there together could be really good. Sure us. So I think that part, Kendrick just brings that experience. I think Chunky is so elitely talented and wired. Now a year into it, he's still young. He gets to see a guy who's been around the block, and I think those two will complement each other well. I think you look at the tight end room, I think has a chance to be a big strength. I thought we did a really good job. We lost some good players, right? Two of them were at the combine, and to reload the way we did, but then to see it, like I think Randy Pittman, I mean, he's just a competitive dude. Now he's a winner. He's a competitor. You roll the ball out there, he can play. And then Theo, and I mean, we had scouts raving about him yesterday, and he wasn't even going through pro day, right? And then, but then freshmen like Zach Turner, you got Trey Jackson. I think Trip Reardon is way improved. So I think that whole group, but those two guys add that senior experience and size to make an impact now. And then the receiver position, again, we lose two guys that are going to have a chance to play at the next level, and to add to a really good young receiving core and a leader like Miz, you get Yannick and Jalen. I think it's first day. It takes time to get on the same page with everybody, but you see the traits and the talents that as they get on the same page with Kevin and Ty and those guys, that they're going to fit into a really nice role, I think, for us. I thought. Huge. I mean, everything starts in the middle. So you have guys like Kilgore and Miyazono and even Brandon Booker to this point with experience. I think that helps settle the front. It's going to help settle the back. We do have a lot of new faces in a good way, but that's going to take some time to gel. But at the same time, we have some key returning pieces in all three levels that I think will help. It's really good having Jonathan Jefferson back out there up front. I think that's a big deal. It's good having Akil Washington healthy up front. That's a big deal. Ja'Kai Lane coming back. So we have some guys that can show the guys up front. Obviously, we got some, I like the young talent, both from the portal and high school we have at linebacker to follow, learn from those guys. And then on the back end, it's funny you start talking about guys like Man Polly and the Modric and Marcellus is your experienced guy. Speedy Nettles stands out. Those guys can help the new guys like JT and Jimmy Wyrick and Jarvis Lee, those guys. But man, it's super early, but I'm excited. It's going to be a fun group to coach. We got our work cut out for us. We got a lot of work to do, but when you can start from a baseline of feeling like you have a chance to build a really special team, it's a lot more fun than not being able to say that. Yeah. Well, Billy, I mean, I got some coach speak in me, but I'm going to be honest. Last year, I knew we were going to struggle early. I could just feel it, and that was before the injuries. And even then, we had our chances to win those games early, and really should have. And then you saw us hit our stride, and then of course we just didn't finish it like we needed to. But I think the word confidence is appropriate. I don't think this is a team with like chip on their shoulder or an axe to grind or like. I just think it's a group of guys that do have a lot of inner confidence. And I think they kind of see and feel like, okay, you kind of know when, okay, well, we've got the pieces here, but maybe we're lacking here. I think they feel like we haven't achieved anything that says we're going to do it, but like we've got the pieces. Like you look around and go, okay, there's not any holes that if we all do our job, stay healthy and develop and create that cohesiveness in the certain spots we need to, that we're going to have a team that can compete with anybody we play. And we're going to have to, because right out of the gates, it's tough. And in the middle, it's tough. And at the end, it's tough. So, but yeah, I think confidence is a good word. You feel throughout the winter, we threw hard stuff at it. We did a different winter program than we've done the last 4 years, and they responded great. Spring ball, we'll see. We've got another 4 weeks, and then we get into summer and fall camp. But this team has to be ready to play week 1. We don't get a warm-up game. We don't get a week 0 warm-up game. We don't get a one. like we're right out of the gates, Memorial Day, Monday night, and it doesn't let up. And so we're doing things a little differently for that reason. But I do think there's a lot of inner confidence, and I think both with the individuals that bleeds over into the units and the team. Confidence is the number one predictor of success. You got to have it, but we got to bring everything together.
Yeah, it was really good, honestly. Just been out there with the teammates, the transfers, new freshmen coming in, and all of that. It's been a long time since we, got in helmets, spiders, and just got out there and played ball against our defense. So it was a fun time out there. And very competitive. You got some guys on defense that's flying around making plays. We also got some guys on offense that's new, like Jalen Hill, Yannick, and making plays as well. Kendrick Raphael, everybody's coming along and just making plays together. So they're really good.
And
But
yeah,
we lost a lot of key guys, but also brought some guys in, like you mentioned. But I think it's very great out there. Leading up to this and the OTAs, the condition and the mills. All I hear is our receivers talking mess to the DBs, talking mess, and they finally got a chance to go prove it out there, and they look really good. So it's fun to see what we worked for in the OTAs, summer, winter condition, and all that stuff to bleeding to Thursday, let's game up.
so
Yeah. Yeah, we came out, really good. We executed at a high level. Energy was there. People was talking crowd, just going back and forth with each other. So that's what you love to see. And it was really good today, honestly. Loved it. Let me see. There's a couple guys out there. I think Kendrick Raphael, he had a great day, on wearing spiders right now, so you can't really see the explosion with the run game and all of that, but he made something out of nothing today. The stuff wasn't there. He bounced and made some plays and made stuff happen. So he's a dog right there. So he made a lot of great plays like shit. And yeah, it was kind of easier just to connect with them. Those two great guys. Off the field, on the field, just the relationship that we're building is going to be special. Now, we're glad to have them guys around me, honestly. Two great guys. I can go make plays at any given time. So just, something special for me. It does. Yeah. Guys. Yeah, just effort, honestly. We talked about it today at practice. Nobody's perfect. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to make every play, things like that. So just honestly, the effort and the communication among each other. I think that's the two great things that I would love to see. And we're doing good at it right now. First day, we had great communication and great effort today. So it's coming along as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's really great. He was a hooper at first. He started playing the ball pretty late at high school, so I didn't really get to play with high school. He's a hater. But, just having that guy alongside of me, having a guy that I'm used to, and just communicating with, it's really great. He's a lengthy body. He, 6'5", 6'6", massive wingspan. So it's just great to have a target like that out there. It makes the youth and me for sure. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, $2 for sure. I knew when we came in, on their official business, and I was there. It was amazing just having a team, just being able to communicate with those two and just talk about with them. Two seniors coming in, they're ready to go to work. There's no lack of urgency, and they're ready to come in, go to work, win some ball games, and make some plays on the field. So it's really great. Add them two additions like that. Yeah. And yeah, it's great. Just having a brick wall in front of me that I can rely on at any given time, any sort of time or whatever. Very familiar with all those guys on the line. So it's just, it's a blessing for me just to have familiar faces I'm able to communicate with and for them to have my back no matter what.